Everybody, right? You guys can start. We're going to start with the common side of energy drinks. Please give them all together.
I'm Hannah. And I'm Sadie. In June of 2014, Lena Hamlet from Arizona was on vacation in Mexico. She was having some fun with her friends and drinking her favorite beverage, Red Bull. According to her friends, as the days progressed, she drank no water and continued on drinking her energy drinks. As the days progressed, she drank no water and she suffered a sudden heart attack. It is believed that the lack of hydration and high amounts of caffeine from the energy drinks are to blame for her heart attack. The Food and Drug Administration stated that since 2004, a total of 34 deaths have been linked to energy drinks. So a school board has started to decide whether or not to add energy drinks to their list of banned substances. Energy drinks have many negative effects in a school setting due to the high likelihood of addictions and the many side effects, and also just the main fact that they're just really unhealthy for the consumption of the school's youth.
One negative factor that energy drinks present is all the side effects. Some side effects.
We're presenting the pros of energy drinks. I'm Megan Hall. I'm Celia Agee.
And I'm Liam Radcliffe. So energy drinks are any beverage containing caffeine and meant for human consumption.
Energy drinks were invented in Japan during the 1980s.
Energy drinks spread due to the demand for a high nutrient drink that would allow for a quick thirst in it. One negative side effect that comes with energy drinks. One side effect that comes with energy drinks is all the side effects present when drinking the energy drink. Some of the side effects include paresthesia, which is like tingling and numbness of the skin, usually around the hands, but it can take place anywhere. And there's heart palpitations, which is irregular heartbeat. Some more common side effects include dizziness, nausea, sleeplessness, and just overall feeling drained. And afterwards, you will crash. Dr. Kathleen Miller, an addiction researcher at the University of Buffalo, states that it appears children who are into drinking energy drinks are more likely to suffer toxic shock syndrome, which is a constellation of risky behaviors, usually something along the lines of like driving without a seatbelt, unprovoked anger, and can lead to later on in life substance abuse. She states that it appears that it is usually the children who are heavily into drinking energy drinks that are the ones who suffer these things.
A recent study by the European Society of Cardiology shows that energy drinks are not so bad as they may seem. Energy drinks contain ingredients such as taurine and glucose Y. These ingredients may actually provide health benefits. The study took 35 healthy males and gave them a daily serving of energy drinks, and then an hour later they recorded their heart function. If you please divert your attention to the graph here, you can see exactly what happened. As you can see, there is not a major change in heart rate, blood pressure, and diastolic blood pressure. However, there was an increase in the ejection fraction, MAPSE, and global longitudinal strain. These things are very good because they increase your myocardial function. If you don't know what myocardial function is, it's basically how your heart beats. Your myocardial is the muscle in your heart that makes it go beat, 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 and when you take your blood pressure.
So energy drinks are not the specific thing that people get addicted to, it's how much caffeine is in them. Just like any other addictive substance, it comes with many harmful effects, one being withdrawal. The top 5 withdrawal symptoms are headache, sleepiness, irritability, lethargy, and constipation. Another effect that comes with addiction of energy drinks is the fact that overdose is a very possible situation. Those who overdose from energy drinks, the reasoning being too much caffeine intake. And those who overdose are at a higher risk of having cardiovascular problems, such as rapid and irregular heartbeat and possibly heart failure. The NCBI did numerous studies that showed that the addiction of energy drinks is the basis for people getting addicted to different drugs and alcohol.
The amount of caffeine found in energy drinks has increased over the past few years. Taysha Pharmaceutical was the first company to create a legal energy drink with the safest amount of caffeine content. And this graph shows the caffeine content found in sodas, coffee, and energy drinks. Energy drinks range at about 80 milligrams of caffeine, whereas soda has around 28 milligrams and coffee has 130 milligrams. This graph is a good example of how energy drinks are a good balance of the amount of caffeine found. There are many possible benefits that come from caffeine towards the consumers, some of which include an increase in your memory, a decrease in headaches, and also an enhancement of your performances and workouts.
Another reason why energy drinks are unfit in a school setting is because energy drinks are just unhealthy for the consumption of the school's youth. The National Institute of Health recommends that people only drink one energy drink per day, because any time a person introduces large amounts of unfamiliar stimulants into their body, they are taking huge risks for their long and short-term health. However, many teenagers go over this recommendation. So this shows that if the school allows energy drinks to be sold, odds are that the teenagers will drink more than they need. According to the Children's MP, teenagers that drink up to energy drinks on a daily basis tend to drink 2 to 3 per day. And the more energy drinks they drink, the higher the side effects will be, and the higher likelihood of them being addicted to the energy drinks will be.
The last reason why we benefit so much from energy drinks is the way athletes benefit. There are 3 main reasons why athletes benefit. First, the carb content. Carbohydrates help replenish our energy stores, and according to a study done by the Australian Institute of Sports Nutrition, the average 8-ounce serving of an energy drink contains between 25 and 35 milligrams or grams of carbs. This proves that energy drinks are carb-based. The second reason is the caffeine kick, as previously mentioned by Silly. The caffeine kick allows for an improved recovery and overall performance. Last, electrolyte content. Electrolytes are lost in our sweat, and electrolytes are important because if we do not have them, many health problems will develop, including dehydration and drop in overall performance.
In conclusion, the school board should go forward with their ban on energy drinks because energy drinks are unhealthy for their youth because of the many side effects like nausea, dizziness, restlessness, and toxic shock syndrome, and also the high likelihood of addictions. And lastly, because the energy drinks are just very unhealthy for the consumption of the school's youth.
All of these factors tie into the fact that they're both unhealthy and they're very big distractors for students when they're dealing with these side effects. It's the school's job to not only protect, but to educate their students. And if they do not get rid of these drinks, they are not doing their job properly, as we don't leave them with taste like we can.
In conclusion, energy drinks are very good for you because of their potential heart benefits.
As a result of the caffeine content found in energy drinks, there are numerous amounts of benefits that can come to one consumer.
Athletes benefit from the carb content, caffeine kick, and electrolyte content found in energy drinks.
Nowadays, schools are debating whether or not energy drinks should be sold to their students. Based on our research that we have shared with you today, we believe that energy drinks should be sold to these students because of their possible heart benefits, their caffeine benefits, and the enhancement of performances and workouts. Here are our excited, and thank you for listening.
Any questions? Yes.
So with the recommendation of one energy drink per day, you also said that it's recommended by athletes and it gives pros to athletes with energy drinks. Do you recommend energy drinks for everyone, as in the common group of teens that you suggest in your scenario, or do you just recommend it to athletes for their benefits?
I recommend it to anybody who loses sweat through exercise or feels that they need more energy.
As you were going, I know that as teenagers we enjoy our caffeine very much. So as you were going through this presentation and this process and things and you're researching this topic, did you find, both on the pro or con side, that your opinion on energy drinks has changed?
I personally do not agree with what I had put in my mind. But I am an athlete, and getting that caffeine will help you. And so I'm not on the fence of you drinking a soda or anything, or Gatorade most likely after your workout. But definitely, probably not an energy drink for me. I was always on the con side.
Yeah, I support the cons. I came into this presentation thinking that the cons were going to be better. But when I actually researched the pros, I actually changed my mind a little bit and kind of was in the middle. Because there are a lot of pros actually that people get.
Yeah, I went with pro, honestly. I don't think that energy drinks are that bad for the consumption of school children. But,
Thank you.